Hi everyone, welcome again. Thanks for taking the time to view my channel and research. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. A time to remember the ones who served in militaries in many different countries. The people, thank you all. Here in Canada, I hope I speak entirely for Canada, lest we forget. Thank you guys for going to battle for us and fighting for what we believe in. Often we don't see the efforts of what goes on in war, nor do we see the secretive horrors, let's all be honest, that can go on at times. And, you know, we appreciate the work they've done for us and we'll never forget the fallen. This is the surface of the moon. Welcome, everyone. The north side of the moon, just absolutely exquisite. It's where I first found structures. When I first went up to the moon with the telescope, the first place I went, everybody, was the north side. It was my goal to try to get to the north side to be able to see these beautiful um, mushroom-shaped structures, if you want. Where are we? We are on the surface of the moon, the very top center, not hard to find. Top side of the moon, north side, top dead center from where I am, anyways, here in Montreal, Canada. You know what? It looks like a gear almost. You could almost think it was a gear tooth or teeth structures, uh, diamond blades so that they can dig filled with, I don't know, I think out of the box, but all I know is that this object is constructed. It is at the north side of the moon. It's absolutely mesmerizing. If you look very closely, you'd almost think that there are ships there on the surface parked too. You can see the light emanating. With my certain filtering technique that I'm doing, only the structures are being lit up. Everything that's natural on the surface of the moon, guys, does not light up. This pipe or stack, whatever it may be. Look at Plato Crater. We're going back to the oldies, we'll call it. These are some of my amazing findings of 216 and 217. We're on the surface of the moon. Craters are stumping me left and right because I'm finding structures inside of them and very complex structures. But you know what? It always comes down to me finding a connection or pipe or tunnel all over the moon. Looking at structures around Plato Crater. It's right under my finger, guys, Plato Crater. This isn't far from it, maybe 50 miles, maybe 200 miles maximum, and we don't see them. This is what everyone talks about, the transient lunar phenomenon, which is well known from NASA and many space centers as being unknown light that changes colors. Plato Crater, very mysterious, is said to change colors. This is the north side that we're looking at. What I've given you a view of the surface, if you want, changing the field of depth in the image. 3D imaging, but this is not 3D imaging, but in 3D imaging, we change the field of depth. It's what we play in. This was during the supermoon of 216. Look at the structure and the greenery. I don't know if you're seeing the colors enough here or on YouTube, as the quality is always much lower. I wish YouTube would work on that. This is a head. A head in an entrance on the left, bottom left here. Looks like a head just sitting there with a mouth open. It's the only time I've ever said that I found a head because it legitimately, really authentically looks like a deliberate head there in an entrance. The nose, the eyes. But we see shadows at the north side. And look at the straight edges. It's not normal at the north side of the moon. Straight edges like platforms with this dust thrown over top. There's that chimney or stack or tunnel that we see close. Look at it. You're not noticing that. Rewind it. There's a little bridge there, a white bridge. You see them, thin white string-like lines. They're bridges. Here again, surface not far from sinus iridum. The massive structuring that's on the surface is not being seen. We go up to the north side and then we travel eastwards a little bit on the outer limits of the moon, the edge, if you want, even though there's not an edge. I tend to think there is. This structure is there. This tower close to the close side of Earth on the bottom left side of the moon. Notice the what's to the right, that swimming pool-like object to the right behind the tower to the right of it. Well, this is where we see leading off from Aristarchus crater. It looks like a pool. It's always brilliantly shining. Now take a look at these cutout craters and walls that we can see on the surface. Take a good look at them. You could see thin, again, string-like, bridge-like structures going over, but here, watch the massive base we're going to come up to, or bridge, leading to a base. Watch this. Here it is in the viewfinder bottom right. Straight paths, again, or symmetrical buildings. We shouldn't be seeing this on the surface of the moon. This one, absolutely mesmerizing. The Apennine Mountains leading down to Eratosthenes crater. What is this? It's a dome-shaped object leaving off a massive line, hundreds if not 1,000 kilometers, crossing over like a bridge over Montes Apenninus, the Apennine Mountains. Now this, I noticed this a couple of months back, and I had never noticed it before. What are we looking at here? We're looking at Aristarchus crater in X-ray and my filtering. Look at the paths leading to and from them. You can see anomalies like this. This is incredible. And you can see with a light down exactly
Hey guys,
what it
this
looks
is
like.
the
This is the Virgo constellation. Beautiful photo that I got. I really want to mention, guys, just for a second, talking about black holes and dark matter. Well, what happened is two black holes merged 1.8 million light years away. Okay, they collided, guys. This has been recorded as of September 28th, 2017. It was even in the Washington Post. On August 14th, that's a very important date, their violent union sent shock waves through space and time. So on August 14th, three precisely tuned machines sensed this cosmic fallout, a ripple known as a gravitational wave. This is what we were seeing over top of the planets and stars. They looked like they were wiggling around and there was water over top of them. Could this be the gravitational waves? I'm not making them up. I caught a lot of them, and I've seen other channels catch some of them. So that's pretty amazing. It's machines in Italy and US. So it was talked about at a meeting of the G7 science ministers. So this is where it came out. It's just absolutely amazing. The two black holes, guys, that merged were massive. One hole was 31 times the mass of the sun, and the other 25 solar masses. They twisted together to form a single spinning hole 53 times more massive than our star. That is pretty big. And it sent out, get this, the missing three suns worth of mass became energy. They were expelled as gravitational waves. This is most definitely what could have sent asteroids spiraling our way. I'm guessing here, but it's sort of common sense, right? Now, here's the interesting part. The closest black hole to us, you're looking right at it. There's a black hole in formation inside of the Great Nebula of Orion, inside of the constellation of Orion, 1,300 years away from us, leaving this nebula the closest black hole to Earth. Scientists are just talking about it now. Scientists are finding out that black holes are actually thriving and feeding off nebula, the gases from the nebulae, the star clusters, and in particularly the jellyfish nebula. Black holes will produce a lot of wind, and that's aside from when they collide. If they collide, they will form something a lot more massive than it actually was before, and exerting off so much energy, sending gravitational waves throughout space and time, maybe changing something. And that's what they're studying right now. These are the website contributors, and the family is growing. Welcome, Brian Doucette. Thanks, bro, for the contribution. I love you for it, man. I greatly appreciate it. All these contributions go towards my future goals. We need more monitors. I need a bigger computer. This is going to be amazing. And when I start showing the photography like I'm doing now, it will only get better. We'll be looking at it in 4K. WSO YouTube channel. Mr. Steve Olson and I interact on Tuesday nights and we talk about what we're finding in the sky.